Hi everyone, hope you're well. So since last episode, I've only pushed 300 stages, which is not a lot, but it does get incredibly hard as you start pushing later and later game. So I'm literally about just over 10,000 stages left before I reach end cap, which is what I'm aiming for. Hopefully I can do it in the next couple of months. But I'm just going to go through a couple of questions you had for me in the last video. Thanks for leaving comments in the video. They do help me out tremendously, and I love reading all your lovely comments and stuff. So one of them is from Kraken G. Says, I've been playing for a few years now and I've only got around about stage 5,500. Any tips for getting dust or crafting shards other than tournaments or solar raids? Any tips for getting skills as well? I did reply like, is it a meme? Because basically how you can't play for the game's only been out for 4 years anyway, so he's been playing for a few years and he's only got a stage of 5,500. Now, even if you're a new player, you should be able to get a stage 5,000 within a week, maybe 2 weeks. So a few years is crazy. So the only reason I could think of, he replied that he's just been inactive for long periods of time. So I'm guessing he hasn't really been playing it. He installed it, played it for a few days, and then not touched it for a few years. Well, a couple of years. That's the only thing I can think of. So it is a really, really random thing. What I said to him is the best thing is watch my beginner's guide video and top 10 tournament tips video. That explained about getting best for collecting dust and crafting shards, and the only biggest ones for collecting dust would be doing raids, and for shards would be tournament. That is it. It's raid shards, unless you want to spend money in the shop and buy loads of titan chests. These are the only two real ways of doing it free to play. So I would recommend watching the beginner guys video if you're new, also the top 10 tips video, because that goes in it much more details about what you need to do to make sure you get first place to get the most rewards. Again, obviously raiding, your beginner's guide, I explained about joining different clans and raids, and the fact that you're only at stage 5,500 when you've been playing for years is a bit worrying. If you've got any questions, please message me in Discord. Again, the link's in the description. But yeah, I'm here if you need me, buddy. Answer me in Discord, because you need a lot of catching up to do. Some guy called is it Jammy Plaz Fan Lamara says, when shall I switch to Shadow Clone build? Do you know what? I get answered this question a lot. I swapped to Shadow Clone. I switched to Heavenly Strike. I've got pet build. I've swapped. Really, when you begin the game, clanship build is always the build that I recommend to go to when you first start the game. It's steady, it's strong, it's reliable. In my alternative account, I'm at stage like nearly 80,000, and I'm still using clanship build, and I'm still winning first place tournaments, and I only do 1 or 2 runs a day. It's not like I put a lot of effort into the account, or to have to spend hours playing it, and I'm still winning first place. I'm still grinding, I'm still doing loads of levels, and it's a very, very good reliable build. People feel that swapping the build Shadow Clone Heavy Strike will give them a huge difference. It'll be like, you level up 10,000 stages, or it give you 1,000 stages, or will make the game so much easier. It doesn't. Believe me, when you get to a higher level, when you swap between any of the builds, Clanship, Heavenly Strike, Shadow Clone, these are the 3 main ones. You're talking about like a couple stages difference, like maybe 100, 200 stage difference. If you're very optimized with your artifacts and your equipment and everything, you can be doing it properly. There's hardly any difference when you change the build. The only reason I say this is because everyone's so quick to change the build, but in my eyes, don't try to fix what's not broken. That's the best advice I can give. You tend to I see a lot of people then replying back again I can't get to my max stage anymore, I've reduced in power, or I don't like the build anymore, and you wasting all that time and effort trying to find a golden goose that's just not there. My best advice would be, if your current build you're using, clanship build, is good, work upon that to strong. The only time I would recommend to swap to a Shadow Clone or Heavenly Strike build is your playstyle. Now, you need a minimum of 1,000 skill points, and then you need the correct mythic sets. So if you do want to choose a Heavenly Strike build, you have to be a very active player, because with Heavenly Strike you have to keep smashing the Heavenly Strike button for it to be any decent play. So you have to be very active. So if you want to do Heavy Strike, you have to be an active player, and you need to have Angelic Guardian, that and over 1,000 skill points and good passive and good mana control. Then maybe do Heavy Strike if you're active and you do want to push. That is quite good if you want to get those extra stages that you wouldn't have. Shadow Clone build is good if you don't have much time and you prefer farming. So maybe you got the badge event coming up and you want to do as many prestiges as you can. It means you can just activate all your skills, not worry about it, just look at every few minutes, every 5-10 minutes to activate your skills. Shadow Clone's good, but again, you need over 1,000 skill points minimum. You need Ruthless Necromancer mythic set, and you need to have, again, good mana control and passives. So unless you got those two, I say only swap to Shadow Clone Heavy Strike if you've got enough foundation to make it any decent, and to your playstyle. It's your playstyle. So if you're a busy person that can hardly play, but you still want to get the, to get the prestiges in, get the grind in, Shadow Clone. If you're very active and you want to take it seriously, spend 4 hours a day and push and get as far as you can, then Heavily Strike. Apart from that, I think Clanship is kind of like in the middle. It still pushes, semi-active. It's the best of both worlds, really. So there's no need to change. There's even some late game players that still use Clanship build. It is that reliable. So hopefully that would answer the majority of the questions that asked me about when should I change to Shadow Clone Heavy Strike, because I pretty much get that question 10 to 20 times a day, every day, on YouTube comments, Discord and Twitter and everything. So that's my views. Okay, McCoy Marcus says, for you, at what percentage of lifetime relics should BOS be at before prestiging? It's more asking because I'm more of a late game player, at nearly 98,000. Me, at minimum, I have it over 50% Books of Shadows, but really I do it as high as I can. So in between tournaments, I just keep putting a full prestige into it. If I get it above anything above 80%, I'm happy. I never go hardly ever above 90, because at this point it only goes up like 5%, 3%. It goes up really slow, because I'm using Shadow Clone build as well. So it only goes up like little increments at times. So I have to do like 10, 15 runs just to level up before a tournament. So I don't over 50% minimum. 8% I'm happy, and I see some people do like 90, 98%, 99%. That's from the amount of relic return you get from the amount of runs you're doing. There's no point. You put in like an extra like 50, well not 50, but an extra 20 runs worth to get the extra 5%. It's really not worth your time for the relics you get back. So yeah, anything between 50 and 80 is good. So that's a good ground to aim for. Greenweed says, hi there, I'm currently at 77k max stage, and this is part of the game where everything slows down. Can you detail how you do your runs, like BOS percentage and relic farming? And would be a big help to see your strategies. Thanks. Okay, so yeah, when you get to around about 70k, you basically, it slows down tremendously. Now, there's the first thing I do is basically I've swapped to a Shadow Clone build, because when it gets to this point, you've been playing for a few months, maybe in years, and you don't have, I don't say you have the energy, is probably the right word to use, energy, to basically spend hours and hours a day grinding. So what I do, I turn my build to a farm build, which is Shadow Clone, because I do work full-time, YouTube, family and kids and all. So I chose Shadow Clone build, and I basically farm in the background when I'm working as much as I can. The whole premise of my strategy at the start is that once you've got all the artifacts and enchantments, is you then switch into equipments. So the only boost in powers then is trying to complete all your mythic sets to get the extra power, and also for your relic bonuses, so the relic multiplier percentages. The relic multipliers will help you farm more as well in tournament, in and out tournament, and legendary sets. So what I do is I save all my shards for mythic sets, and then I save all my diamonds for the complete legendary set offer. So normally, so I've only got about 6,000 diamonds there, but normally if you get like a legendary drop, or if you get a legendary item, it will give you an offer to complete that set for the cost of diamonds. So I normally save all my diamonds for legendary sets, and save all my shards for mythics, and that's my next strategy, my next go-to to complete all the equipment sets. Now once you've done that, the next step after that, because obviously at the moment I have literally got every single set, the next thing after that would be two things. Would be raiding. So I've joined a higher level clan to get my raid damage up and my shards and my dust and cards, because your passive skills will help things run quicker. Join a higher level clan as well means you do speedier runs because your advanced stage start will be maxed out, so you do quicker runs, more raids to do more arcane bargain and everything to make your splash power, well, everything more powerful. And the most biggest thing after you've done all your equipments, sorry, get up here, is your masteries. So completing all your weapons and skull masteries, again from raids and from tournaments. So but completing these, you get full set bonuses. So obviously my next one's like times all hero weapon damage. This is a big thing you need to be aiming for. Again, you get these from doing first place tournaments, and again scrolls from raiding. So these are the reason why I try to join a high level clan, to do as many raids as I can, and obviously collecting as many scrolls. So yeah, that's pretty much the only two strategies: completing equipment sets, all the sets, then focusing on joining a high clan to do a lot of raiding, like professionally, and then sort out your masteries and complete as many masteries as you can. And for my BOS percentages and relic farming, as mentioned before, I still do the method of leveling up BOS outside of tournaments and then swapping to leveling my artifacts inside tournament. I just keep my BOS above 50% at all times pretty much. So obviously inside tournaments that drops. If it drops less than 5%, I'll level up again and carry on. Outside of tournament, as long as it's over 50% minimum, 80 to 90% is probably the bit I linger just before joining tournament. But that's what I still do. I still use that tactic, and it's worked. So Audia 5 SPD said, should I switch to pet Heart Midas build to fairy build? I think you mean income. So there's clanship, but then there's two different incomes. There's clanship pet Heart Midas income and clanship fairy income. So I think I'm talking about two different gold incomes, because of if I'm close to above my max stage, I get enough, like when I'm 203 stages away from when I still get nearly stage 700, nearly stage 7,000. Okay, so you said you don't get much gold, so you want to swap gold income and to see if you can get more closer to your max stage. If you're not getting as much gold close to max stage, that's just because you're slowing down. Change of gold income might help a little bit, but what would help even more is just prestige and do more runs. The more you prestige and more runs, the more relics you can get to level up your artifacts or get new artifacts, and that help you with your gold income because you're leveling everything up. So just doing more runs will help that problem out. Trying to swap your build completely, not only would it like waste a lot of diamonds, but it won't solve the real issue. And also you'd only do well, if you're using a fairy gold income, I'd only recommend that if you've got great fame medallion artifact, and also you can skip adverts, so you don't have to watch fairy adverts. And also at the lower stage, having a lot of skill points in sorcery is actually for clanship build is a bit wasted. You might as well use it in Pet Heart Midas build, which has skill points in the note tree already, so you don't have to open up a whole new tree. So again, it depends if you've got the right artifacts and if you can skip adverts. I would personally use Pet Heart Midas if I'm that low level, because it'd be unlikely you might have VIP. So maybe it might be very Pet Heart Midas income might be better for you, but in short term, if you're suffering from gold income shortages, then just do loads more runs and level up your artifacts and stuff like that. One's from Yaron Maz says, hey Soulrise, I have a question. I'm currently at 11.18 on anniversary events as the event thing that we just finished. I think I need 350 more to get top 10. I'll try to get as much as I can farming, but in case I don't get there, is it worth buying chests for the basically medals to get the 10% badge? But the event's over now, unfortunately, when the comment happened a few days ago. But if I was in that situation where I'm so close getting 10%, if I had the spare diamonds, I probably would. I'll do everything I can to get that 10%, because the amount of effort you spent in the last 22 days to get there, and only to lose out by, you know, a few medals or albums or whatever, firestones or whatever it is at the time. But to only get lost by that full amount, yes, I would spend my diamonds to get the last 10%. I don't. If you do try to get 10% badge every single event, it doesn't bother you that much, and you'd rather spend your diamonds on something else, it's totally up to you. But me, I don't think I've ever even achieved 10%. I haven't bothered. I don't have enough time to farm that much because of work and family. So let's have a look actually. See, I haven't even achieved 10%, and to get I've got 30% once. It's just, oh man, it's just the amount of time it takes. So I commend like the effort. 10%, 100%. I'll go for that as much as I on a last hurdle to win. Also, Sajan says, how is your clan ship hitting every 4 seconds? Mine takes more than 10. How do you do that? I'm sorry, I'm using a shadow clone build. So the shadow clone build tends to hit a lot faster and a lot more. So that's probably why it seems I'm hitting a lot more than you. That'd probably be the main reason. And it could be my passive skills. My passive skills are ridiculously high. Fady says, hey Soul, I love your channel. Thank you very much. I want to change to my build to Heavenly Strike and push nearly 300 stages a day. At the time, should I farm 10 to 20 stages and then switch, or would I have the same power without farming? I mean, reaching my max stage, worst case. I answered the question again before, as I mentioned earlier in the video. If you are thinking about changing the build, make sure you have the right equipment ready. So, you know, if you want to change to Heavenly Strike, make sure you've got AG, you've got over 1,000 skill points, you've got enough passive skills. There's no point spending all that diamond and all that effort if you've not got enough foundation to support it. So he's asked a question, should he farm 20 runs of Relic then switch, or we have the same power without switching? Do you mean farming relics so that you need your relics to update your artifacts for your new build? That would make sense, because when you swap builds, you need to re-level your artifacts towards a new build. So say for example you've been leveling up Shadow Clone for like 6 months, then you're gonna have all the levels in all hero damage and heroes and clanship, but you have nothing in Heavenly Strike. So that means that those artifacts we swap will be ridiculously low. As a matter of fact, you might not be even able to reach your current max stage, so you need to spend some time to re-level your artifacts if you've been quite strict. So yeah, if you do loads of runs, but I'll do it after I swap to builds to see how much, because you could do 20 runs and then you swap to Heavenly Strike and there's not much difference. You're actually still quite strong, and you've only lost like 50 stages, so you would have spent 20 runs for no reason on a weaker build. So I'll swap the build first, then do your farming and I mean as much runs as you need before so you can make sure you go back to your current max stage. And if the build's even better, you can use those extra 10-20 runs to push even more. So I'll do it. If you are thinking about doing some farming before you swap the build, I'll do it after the build to see how much you need to do to save yourself some time. And then I'll also mention about you know which build is best. Choose your build compared to your play style. So if you do want to be a farming person, if you are going to be farming at 20 runs a day, if you're not an active player and it's going to be very time consuming and you're going to struggle, then maybe Shadow Clone might be a better build. But then if you are an active player and you can play for 6 hours a day and farm 20 times, then yeah, Heavenly Strike will be better, because you'll be able to push a lot more. One for Ma Salsa Beast. It says, how shall I increase the Shadow Cone duration? It's because his is only a minute long. I don't have Swamp Gotland, which gives you an extra 60 seconds. And basically just needs to increase the quickest way would be increasing your skill points into Eternal Darkness, I believe. Yes, Eternal Darkness gives you, ED gives you Shadow Clone duration, so basically it lasts longer. So if you level up your ED, so mine's 25, which is maxed, that will make it really long. Awesome. Those are all the big questions from the last video. Thank you very much. If you've got a question yourself, leave a comment below. I will try my best to answer them in the next video. So I will be pushing in my next tournaments. Hopefully I'll have gained more stages in the next video. But so apart from that, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.